minutes 5 marker challenge where you just have to give me 5 minutes and I'll give you 5 marks in return. So if at all you're ready for the challenge, you just have to be here. Do not go anywhere. Listen to me carefully. So I hope we're ready and let's see the question for the day. So stay in brief, what happens when in a human female an egg is not fertilized? Okay, egg is released but it is not fertilized, and also when fertilization takes place. Second part of the question, list 3 techniques or devices used by human females to avoid pregnancy. That means you're talking about contraceptive methods, and you also have to mention the side effects caused by each of the method. So in this video we are going to cover 3 topics: fertilization, pregnancy, contraception or contraceptive methods. This was a 5-marker question in the previous year, and let's begin. So the first thing that we should know is what about the female reproductive organs. So the place where the egg or the ovum is made, it is known as ovary. So this releases the egg or the ovum. Now there should be someone to collect it, and that is what? Your oviduct. You also call this as the fallopian tube. Now over here, this is the region where the baby is going to form. What do you call this? You call this as uterus. And now you see this narrow region out there. This is known as the vagina, and between the uterus and the vagina comes another region which is known as the cervix. And now we are good to go. Let's go ahead. So first of all, the egg is being made over here in the ovary. I just told you that. Now the egg is being released, and this process is known as ovulation. What do you call this? Ovulation. Now the egg which is there, it travels and it goes to this particular region of the oviduct or the fallopian tube and waits there. Waits there for what? It waits there for the sperm to come. But you have to know one very important thing, that is, while it waits, the uterus is also getting prepared. Why? Over here, the endometrium layer, the innermost lining of the uterus, becomes very thick. Because if at all the sperm comes and the egg and the sperm meets, it is going to form the zygote. The zygote is to divide, form the embryo, and this embryo needs nourishment. So who will provide this nourishment? The endometrium. So we'll come back to the story. So the egg is released, and you know what? It stays there viable for 24 hours. So for one whole day, it stays there thinking that sperm will come now. And later, if at all the sperm actually comes, so sperms are released in the vagina or towards the uterus. So it moves, and not all of them are capable. Only one will be going ahead and fertilizing. So over here, egg and the sperm, if at all they're coming close and they're fertilizing, my dear children, they will be forming what? A zygote. And this process is known as fertilization. So zygote is a single cell. Even though it is made up of 2 cells, the 2 cells are going to fuse to form a single cell out there. But the zygote cannot remain like that. The zygote will now start dividing to form what? A multicellular embryo. So single cell thing, if at all it divides in multiple ways, my dear children, it forms many cells. You will now call this as an embryo. Now the embryo which is there, it will divide, and as you can see, it is moving towards the uterus, and it will come over here. Okay, it will come over here towards the endometrium, the layer that we just thickened, right? Over here, it gets implanted. So this is known as implantation of the embryo. You're putting something in the endometrium. Why? Because the endometrium is going to provide the nourishment. And while it provides the nourishment, just like how it happens to us when we eat the food, we go like this, right? Similarly, over here, the cells divide, and then finally forms the fetus and along with the placenta. So now the placenta is something that is going to provide nourishment. Initially, it was the endometrium. Now it has formed another tissue which is known as placenta, which will be providing what you call nourishment to the fetus. So this will happen if fertilization has taken place. This is a story that if fertilization takes place, what happens? This happens. What if fertilization didn't take place? So egg cell was waiting for 24 hours and then sperm didn't come. The endometrium was already thickened. And then, my dear children, since fertilization has not taken place, both the egg cell as well as the endometrium sheds down through our vagina in the form of bleeding, and this is known as menstruation. I hope this is clear. Now going to the second part of the story, that is the contraceptive methods and their side effects. So the first contraceptive method is oral pills. So you have to take the pills. Why? Because it prevents ovulation. That means the release of egg, that itself does not happen. If release of egg is not happening, do you think sperm can meet anyone? No. So prevents ovulation by changing the hormonal balance, and the side effect, since it is hormonal pills, my dear children, it can cause hormonal imbalance and also nausea. That means you feel to vomit. Now the second is copper T. So copper T is basically a T-shaped structure onto which you put copper. Okay, the copper wire has been rotated on it. This particular copper is placed, why? To prevent implantation and also to prevent these motility of the sperms. The sperms which enter, the copper ions which are there, they hold the tail of the sperm and say that you cannot move. So it basically prevents the motility of the sperm, and later, since motility of the sperm is prevented, obviously not many of them would be able to move. If at all, they would be able to move and they would fertilize also. Copper T would not allow the process of implantation. That means the embryo would not be able to come over here and attach to the endometrium. So motility is the first thing. Second is it prevents implantation as well. Now there are side effects of it. It causes irritation. If at all you're putting something in the uterus, my dear children, it might cause irritation of the uterus as well. Now the last part of the story is surgical methods. Where suppose in the case of females, what is happening? The fallopian tube, which is the road for the ovum to move, right? That road has been cut down and tied up. So do you think the egg would be able to move? It would not be able to move, and the sperm would not be able to meet it as well. Now there is a side effect of it, and that is infection or complications after surgery. So it's a surgical method, and since it is happening to females, you call this tubectomy. If the vas deferens, okay, if the vas deferens, which again carries the sperm in the case of males, are being cut, you call that as vasectomy. Okay, vasectomy, here tubectomy, because you're cutting the fallopian tube. And now, my dear children, this is how you are going to write your answer. And this is what will give you your 5 marks. If at all you want the PDF of this particular thing, make sure you are subscribing to the channel and joining our WhatsApp. The link would be given in the description box, my dear children, and share this video with your friends. There are so many videos that are going to come up, and that is going to help you really, really well. Well, if you understood the concept, you have to do one more thing. This is only for champions, okay? Only champions have to tell the answers. So if at all you understood the concept, please put down the correct answer for this MCQ question in the comment section below, and I'll reply to all of you. And as I said, do not forget to hit on the subscribe button right now. Wishing you all the best. Bye-bye. Take care.